I want to hang out with them if I want to become better with basketball. If they're better at me with public speaking or with reading or with selling while on stage, then I would want to hang out with them more because I want to learn that. And you can only learn that from people who are better than you, who are more successful than you. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I'm willing to answer any question. I prefer, of course, questions about entrepreneurship, leadership, and management, but anything you throw my way, that's fine. All right, we have a question from Patrick Miguel. I want to answer a question you posted last time, and that is apart from being addicted to games at an early age, what is one thing you wished you stopped doing on your 20s? Well, during that time that I was addicted, and it was negative already because I would spend a lot of time in the computer shop, of course, spend a lot of money in the com shop as well, and was just in a crowd that is not really great in terms of pulling me upwards and influencing me to work hard or study hard or graduate. I think it would be to get out of, not really to get out of, but more of to look for a better circle of friends who will pull me up, who will influence me to work hard, study hard, finally graduate, not waste time, not waste money. That would be something that, you see, what's tough about my computer games addiction early on is because of the friendships that was around it, yung barkada. So, sila yung mga kalaro mo lagi eh. Sila yung kadota mo eh. And it's easy to just play one more game, right? You don't become a computer games addict by suddenly you're binge playing 10 games. You play that one more game. And when you keep playing that one more game, you stop on your tracks and then you realize I've played like 18, 20 games already today. And that's like 20 hours already or 16 hours already. And I've spent a lot of time. I spent a lot of money. Sayang yung oras. So maybe I wish I stopped joining bad crowds when I was in my 20s. That might have helped. But these kinds of questions for me na is tough because if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have learned the lessons that I needed to learn to make me who I am right now. So it's hard to change anything in the past for me because I am blessed and contented in where I am today. I am happy with where I am today. And if I change anything in my past, maybe, I'm going to be in a very different state. And that's something that I just don't want to roll the dice on. The next question is, what qualities do you look for in the people you hang out with? The number one quality is something where they're more successful or better than me that I want to be successful or better in. So if, for example, they're better at me in basketball, I want to hang out with them if I want to become better with basketball. If they're better at me with public speaking or with reading or with selling while on stage, then I would want to hang out with them more because I want to learn that. And you can only learn that from people who are better than you, who are more successful than you. It's hard to learn it from people who are at the same level as you are, and you're just pushing each other, encouraging each other, and patting each other on the back. Although that helps, but it would be a lot easier and a lot faster and a lot more validated if you learn from people who have gone the way. Those are the people I would probably hang out with. All right, more questions. Patrick, how do you start a conversation? Just say hi. I understand that there are people who are sometimes awkward or find it difficult to just find or start a conversation, but it's going to be weird if you just chat out of the blue. It's going to be a little bit weird, but really, if you want something so bad, I personally do that because I'm in sales. I've been doing sales for a long time since I started business 10 years ago. Have to sell SEO. And when you think about it, SEO is not really easy to sell because 10 years ago, people had no idea what SEO is. Like they're like, SEO, ano yun? Search engine optimization, what's that? It's hard to sell SEO. You have to keep on practicing. So I've been practicing 10 years. I have my elevator pitch now. It's easy for me to start a conversation about SEO. But really, if you want to start a conversation with someone, just say hi. Just let them know what you do or ask them something or give them something of value. That's the easiest way for me. Give them something of value. If you know they're struggling with something or they want to know something, give them the answer, give them what you think. That just enables you to go down and down and down and down a good conversation route. From Patrick, why did you start the leadership podcast? I just wanted to help people, to be honest. I just wanted to share what I know in the podcast, make sure that people can listen to it and re-listen to it and maybe save it. Personally, I love listening to podcasts. Whenever I exercise, whenever I take a bath, whenever I drive, these things, driving, taking a bath, and exercising, don't need a lot of brain power to do all of them, right? You can do it unconsciously if you're used to doing them. So I listen to podcasts during those times and I learn a lot. So I learned while taking care of my body. I learned while moving my body from point A to point B. I learned while cleaning my body. And I think podcasts are great. So I thought maybe I should start one to pay it forward. That's why I did the Leadership Stack podcast. And that is why I'm more focused on building it on audio platforms like Spotify and iTunes. Because you see my Leadership Stack YouTube channel, it's just a couple of hundred followers and that's it. And we don't focus on promoting it, although everything's on the YouTube channel, but we don't focus on promoting the YouTube channel because we want it to be an audio first platform. We want people to be able to listen to the lessons and to the stuff that we share while they're doing primary tasks, which is driving, taking a bath, or exercising, or washing the dishes, or doing their laundry. We want people to be able to listen to these things. But then again, if you want to watch what's happening, then it's available on YouTube, no problem. Why do you do the live streams and YouTube videos if you can use the time to be more productive with work or just spend more time with your hobbies or family? I decided to do this live stream Thursday, 8 p.m. every night because there are a lot of people who are going through a difficult time right now. Just today, we lost someone in our team. She's young, she's 24 years old, and we lost her because of COVID. It was a shock to me and my entire team when that happened. We did not expect that because, again, she's young and she has her life ahead of her. And we have been working from home since January. We don't ask the team to go to the office. We work from home since January. The likelihood of that happening is extremely low, and yet it happened. It is a difficult time for me and my team, to be honest. I was thinking against doing this Q&A tonight, but then a lot of people need the help. A lot of people out there might also be going through some rough patch in their life. They might need to hear these things. And so I decided to still do it. It's going to be 1 hour anyway, and not going to be extending past 9 p.m. Just going to make it 8 to 9 p.m., record it, turn it into a podcast as well so that more people can listen to it. That's really why I do this, just to help people. How to write a great SEO description for your website. If it's going to be the meta description, what matters there is the click-through rate. So if it's going to be the meta description, you just have to make sure that it's something that describes your title tag, your URL well, and the search intent of the person doing the search query. You have to make sure that it's addressed well by your meta description. Meaning, nasagot mo yung hinahanap nila sa search engine results page pa lang para i-click ka nila. Because the meta description is not a ranking factor. It's not going to make you rank higher. It will help with the click-through rate because I always say, what use is it if you're ranking high, if you're ranking number 1 or number 2, but you're not getting clicked? Actually, if you're ranking 1 or 2 and you're not getting clicked, Google will rank you down, which is not good. So you have to make sure your meta description is written for people to finally click through your search listing. For Mark Davis, let's say I'm making a YouTube channel. What's the most important thing to rank higher in search thumbnail keywords? What tips can you share to at least rank higher in search? Same thing if I want to create a Facebook page. Well, in YouTube, the algorithm is very different from Facebook. So if you want to rank high on YouTube, and you can search for YouTube SEO, you'll find my article, the SEO Hacker article. It's pretty straightforward with a lot of screen capture shots that we put in the article. I highlight there that there are numerous things you need to consider when building your searchability on YouTube. The title has to have the keywords. The description has to have the keywords. If you can put it in the tags, great. You can put it in the captions, great. And I suggest you manually upload the caption transcription as well. Don't rely on YouTube's caption transcriptions, especially if your accent is not that great in terms of audio. Your English is not that great. YouTube will just ruin your captions. But, that's one place where you can put the keyword. Other things that you cannot directly manipulate or influence would be watch time. When people click on your video from the search results, do they watch the video? How much of it? 50%, 60%, 70%? If there are boring parts in your video, you have to check out the watch timeline where the drop off point gets into the video. And you have to check that drop off point because it might be boring around that point. That's why people are just leaving. So you optimize your YouTube rankings that way, strictly speaking, by optimizing your videos as well. And since YouTube can pick up your captions and do the transcriptions yourself, if your English is great, you might want to be saying the keywords during the video as well, because that will help you rank higher. So those are just some tips. And Facebook is a different beast altogether because the algorithm is super different. It is that much harder to rank in Facebook because they really don't show you or tell you how to rank your videos on Facebook or how to rank your Facebook page. And one of the major reasons that they do that is because they want you to advertise. They want you to boost your post. They want you to boost your Facebook page. That's how they make money. So pretty much the only way that you're going to make your Facebook page rank high is if your Facebook page has the keyword in the Facebook page name and URL. That is the best way. Even if your Facebook page is not so active, you already have a good chance of ranking high. And that is what I really don't like about Facebook, because their search engine is really crude. It's not so sophisticated. It's difficult actually to find what you're looking for using Facebook search. Often what people end up doing is going back to Google just to find something on Facebook. And since since Facebook does not allow Google to crawl their posts, even public ones, they are unable to crawl sometimes. It is very hard even to search using Google to find stuff on Facebook. So doing it on Facebook is very difficult. I think the ball game would be less on search when it comes to Facebook. It would be really more on boosting, community building, engagement, in order for you to be able to find success in your Facebook page marketing. Personally, I haven't optimized my YouTube videos yet for rankings. Again, that's because we're focusing more on the audio side of things. We focus more on Spotify, and search really is not that big in Spotify. Actually, podcasts are not that big on Spotify. People on Spotify usually listen to music, not podcasts. So we promote the podcast some other way in order to increase our Spotify followers. If you haven't been following us on Spotify, please do so. Hit the follow button. Just search for Leadership Stack Podcast. Please do follow us there. Another question from Jazz. What does Facebook Pixel actually do? Pixels are micro images that are not visible to the naked eye when you're using a desktop computer or mobile phone. But what it does is really to attach itself. The pixel has a code that attaches itself to your browser's cookie. So when it's attached to your browser's cookie, it follows you around. Whenever there is an ad that communicates with that pixel, so for example, you visit my site, Sean.c, and I do sell my webinars, my workshops there, I could run an ad. Since you visited my site, my pixel got attached to your browser. I could run an ad that would target you and would keep on following you everywhere on Facebook until you buy. When finally you bought something from my site, you hit the checkout button, you hit the thank you for buying page, that pixel gets kind of deactivated. It's still there. It's still on your cookie, but we told the pixel that you've already bought something, so my ad could stop showing now. That is how you get followed around by Lazada ads, by stuff that you browse on Lazada or Shopee or Zalora, is because they have a Facebook pixel in their website. And once you visit their website, that pixel gets into your browser cookie unless you have an ad blocker, or you're using VPN, or you're using incognito. If you're using any of these, then the cookie will not be able to attach itself to your browser. Otherwise, it would, and then it will follow you around on Facebook and or Instagram if the advertiser is also running the same ad on Instagram. Are there other cookies besides Facebook Pixel? Yes, there are other pixels. There's Google Pixel as well. That's why sometimes when you browse online blogs, newspaper publications, or online journals, and they have ad spaces there, still the products you browse in any e-commerce store will follow you around to that website. Those ads that follow you around, we call that remarketing or retargeting. That happens because a pixel got attached to your browser cookie. Oh, but Lazada's ads are extreme. Well, if it made you buy, then it works. And as far as I know, retargeting or remarketing, it works. If you don't want to be followed around, just install an ad blocker. I used Ghostery, Ghostery, Ghostery. That's what I use because I really don't like cookies and stuff to be attached to my browser. So you could also do the same thing. It's free. Just install the Ghostery plugin on Chrome, and it works its magic.